We got Biggie boy, Jairzinho Rozenstruik. He is a -120 favorite against Augusto Sakai, +100. Another situation of what have you done for me lately? Out of sight, out of mind, man. Y'all forgot about Augusto Sakai, and I'll be very happy to do y'all must have forgot, as soon as the fight is over. But listen, we still got a fight to break down, man. So let's knock this one out, AJ. Jairzinho Rozenstruik put on a terrible performance in his last fight against Cyril Gane. That's the one you were probably referring to, right? Jairzinho Rozenstruik, man, it's like this dude almost forgot that he was a professional kickboxer, man. Like, this dude is 76-8 as a kickboxer, 64 knockouts, man. So the problem that I've seen Jairzinho Rozenstruik have as of late is not wanting to be first, being too reactive and not acting, you know what I mean? And in terms of Augusto Sakai, his last fight, this is his 2021 debut. His last fight was against Alistair Overeem, where he lost in the 5th round, a fight that I thought he was winning the fight, you know what I mean? Like, it was close, but I thought it was there until the later rounds when Overeem took over, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, this is number 6 in Rozenstruik versus number 9 in Sakai. This has real deal heavyweight implications in terms of the division, and we're talking about, who fights for a title? These dudes are still trying to get back into that title contention, because what's beautiful, AJ, about the heavyweight division, you could lose a couple, and if you string a couple together, you right back in the title picture, right? Francis Ngannou need somebody to fight at this point, right? Listen, man. This is my question to you, AJ. Are we going to see another 5-round snooze fest if Jairzinho Rozenstruik doesn't move forward? Or do you think that, because Augusto Sakai is a very technical striker, right? He's not necessarily the dude who wants to just walk you down the entire fight. He applies smart pressure. That's one thing I noted. He has an educated pressure where he'll get on you and then get off, and then get on you and get off. But he's not wasting his energy. He's not doing unnecessary movements. What do you think about this matchup, AJ?
I definitely think Jairzinho, to answer your question, Derek, I think Jairzinho Rozenstruik needs to not have the same performance he had last time, where he was just literally staring in the mirror. So Sakai has that exact thing, like you're saying, man. He knows when to put the pressure and when to get off. And I really like about him is he's very slick, very sneaky. He has this amazingly sneaky front kick, as well as some very, very fast knees. He was against Alistair Overeem in the clinch, and I agree, he was winning, rounds 1 through 3. I don't remember exactly which ones, but I do remember thinking, like, okay, they're going, 2-2 going into the 4th, maybe. It was a good fight. Well, he lost the 4th, but it's neither here nor there. He's a very fast fighter, very, very solid in his game, and actually knows how to cut the ring off. So if Rozenstruik doesn't change it up and actually start going first, working the count or working the combos to get the counters, it's going to be a long night for him, especially because Jairzinho Rozenstruik really, at least in his last fights, he's really like to plot around. He's a lot slower. He's very flat-footed, meticulous. He likes to let the shots come in, and he just got caught staring way too long in the mirror and not able to actually get any offense out there. Now, with Sakai, I think he's going to have, with the way Sakai fights, I don't think that's going to be an option. I think Sakai is going to be in and out the whole time, allowing, Jairzinho Rozenstruik to actually be able to get some counter strikes, whereas Cyril Gane was giving him more pictures to take instead of actually coming in and out. Whereas Augusto Sakai is going to be down to fight. I don't know. It's going to be this one and the last one I had a really hard time picking, to be honest with you.
No, I'm with you. And that's one thing that I noted, the difference between Cyril Gane and Augusto Sakai is Gane wasn't really willing to walk forward. So you kind of got to blame both of them on that one, because neither of them really wanted to engage. Gane was like, I'll just keep kicking your leg at distance, you know what I mean? Sakai, though, he will blitz in on you. And one of the things that I love about him is that when he grabs you in the clinch, he throws a very unorthodox side hammer fist. I love it. It's just, he throws that all day long, but I love it because it's those unorthodox, quirky moves that people don't expect, right? And it's one of the things about like Staropoli, where you can hit. What is the shot that hurts you the most? The one you don't see coming. Why don't you anticipate it? Because people normally don't throw those types of strikes. So that's why I think Sakai has the advantage in the clinch. I think he has a very clear grappling advantage. Dude's a BJJ brown belt, and we saw against Overeem, he wasn't really attempting to get up, and I don't know if that was like a cardio thing, but he was like, I'll come into my guard, please. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting to see, because in terms of a kickboxing matchup, Jairzinho Rozenstruik, I will have to disagree with you just a little bit. I think that he is, when he's taking pictures and when he's just standing there, he is plodding and he is slow, but he has very underrated foot speed, man. He's very agile when he puts it on. Like when he's like, all right, I'm going to go, he can go quick, man. He covers distance so fast, man. And that's the thing, is like his blitzes. So he has 2 really good moves, right? the blitzing in hooks, right? You know what I'm saying? Kind of, who's our favorite blitzer? Thiago Majeta Santos, right? He has those blitzing in hooks, but he also has his most coveted money shot is his back step left hook, right? He's looking to counter. It's going to be hard to counter a dude who's not really willing to engage like that, a dude who's technical in Sakai, because Sakai, like you said, he's slick, man. His physique doesn't look that great, man, but dude is slick and he's quick. Listen, in terms of methodology, 10 out of 11 wins for Jairzinho Rozenstruik have come via knockout. For Augusto Sakai, 11 out of 15 have come via knockout. No submissions for Sakai, no submissions for Rozenstruik. 1 decision win for Rozenstruik, 4 decision wins for Sakai, man. So the big thing that I'm going to sit here and I'm going to think about is, okay, well, come the end of 5 rounds, who's going to be the fresher fighter? We know Jairzinho Rozenstruik, if he's not throwing, he can be fresh all 5 rounds if he's not throwing right there. But the difference is, okay, well, if Sakai wants to put a little bit of that grappling, that wrestling on you, are you still going to be fresh at round 5? You know, because Sakai, I mean, he might not be either, because this dude wasn't in his last fight. You know, when it came down to those late rounds, he started to gas out and he started to fade really bad. So this come down to cardio, man, and I don't know, because Jairzinho Rozenstruik is clearly suffering with some mental stuff. Sakai coming off of a big loss, you know what I mean? Prior to that loss, he was on a 4-fight winning streak plus, maybe. I don't have it on me right now, but 66% takedown defense for Sakai. 80% for Rozenstruik. Who gets the job done, AJ? Who moves on to get 1 step closer to that title picture?
Man, me personally, like I said before, Derek, I had a really hard time going with this one because I think it could go any number of ways. But personally, man, I got Sakai by decision. It sounds crazy. Long, big dudes going the whole distance, 5 rounds, especially after his last performance. But I'm hoping he learned a lot. What I'm very interested to see is his cardio versus output ratio. Sure. What Sakai is willing to keep in the tank for those later rounds, as well as willing to actually go forward and put out. I definitely think at least he's more so, and why I chose the way I did is because he's more so the fighter I like to see. I like to see somebody in and out the whole time doing action instead of Jairzinho Rozenstruik just sitting there taking pictures. But like I said, or like you were even alluding to it, that him taking pictures isn't a lull in the action. He's still staying active and he still does hit very hard and he still is very fast. This one was a toss-up for me, man. I'm going Sakai by decision. Who you got?
No, absolutely. I'm going Sakai by point as well, but I think it's because Sakai, part of the technical capabilities that he holds is, and he's not just in and out, man. He uses a lot of lateral movement, so he's constantly moving left, right, in, out. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to hit something that you can't touch. You know what I'm saying? If you can't really anticipate where they're going to go, it's going to be hard. The last thing that I got here is that, like I said, man, Jairzinho, those heavy hands, like, it takes 1 shot to knock you out. We saw what he did against Alistair Overeem. It takes 1 shot. But had he not landed that 1 shot against Overeem, that would have been a Cyril Gane performance. Again, you know what I mean? However, when that shot lands, I mean, it's at the expense of low volume, man. It's kind of like Ngannou. Ngannou's not going to throw a bunch, but all it takes is 1. It doesn't even take 1. It takes like 25% of 1 shot to knock you out. I'm not going to say Rozenstruik has that level of power, but yeah, throw the pinky on you and you going to sleep, right? It'll be interesting. I want to see Sakai's chin because even when he got stopped by Overeem, he was contesting it and he was like, no, bro, I'm good. I was like, no, bro, you were getting your face smashed in. You were getting elbows from the top, from the ream, man. You don't want that. But yeah, Sakai on points for me. Sakai on points for you folks. That is the main card. And then last...